Good morning, and thank you for joining us today for Paper Chain Wall Art. I'm your host, Katie Jones, and we're going to get started. Here are the supplies that you're going to need for this project. You're going to need either a stick or a piece of wood. I just have like a wooden dowel here today. And you're also going to need string or ribbon, something to tie your project up with. And then next you need scissors or a paper cutter. So you can use big scissors or a paper cutter, which I love. It makes the project super easy. And then you need glue or tape. Both work. I have tape today. And then a stapler and staples. And graph paper if you want to plan out your design. And then you can use crayons, colored pencils, or today I'm using markers. That just is something that helps me visualize my project before I get started. So here we go. What I'm gonna do first is cut up my strips. I have some examples here, but I'll show you what I did. I use the paper cutter because, like I said, it makes your life so much easier. And I do 2 pieces at a time. So I'll just put 2, and I just got cardstock. And it was super cheap. 50 sheets is more than enough depending on the project. I had a lot of leftovers, but if you want to do a bigger project, then you can. And it's just 65-pound cardstock. And I chose this nice array of gray, but you can choose whatever colors you would like to hang in your home. And I'm just going to line these up. And I like 1-inch strips. So I'm just going to measure it out. This doesn't look great. I'm going to do them like that. So I'm just going to measure it, line it up, and cut. I have my 2 little strips. So I'm just going to keep going, line it up. And you can make them as thin or as thick as you want. I like the aesthetic of the 1-inch strips. But if you want them thinner, you certainly can do that. And now we're ready to go. I have them all cut. I'm going to clean up my workspace a little bit. And we will be ready. Perfect. Okay, so I like to use a piece of graph paper because that'll help you visualize your design a little bit. I have 1 color to represent each strip, and let's say I want to create something that looks like a V like I did here. And the cool thing is that you can change it if you decide once you put them on, you don't like the way they're arranged, you can take them off and move them around. But this kind of helps me see what I'm working with. Maybe I want a couple rows of gray, and you can even use lines. So maybe 3, and then maybe I'll use, see, this is the hard part, just deciding what you want to do. So I'll make it go around like that. And with this, use the lighter color, have them getting a little thinner as I go along. Just doing like 2 or 3 of each color. And then I want it to be longer at the bottom. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm ready. I know what my design's going to look like, and now I can start putting them together. Now, there's no doubt about it that this is the simplest project you're ever going to do, but I think it makes a really big impact once you put it on your wall. The important thing is when stapling it together, you want to kind of do it evenly. So if you stapled one when it's super close or one that's farther apart, it's not going to give you that nice effect of hanging very smooth and nice on the wall. It just visually won't look as pretty, to be honest. So, super simple, just like a regular paper chain. Make a circle and staple that bad boy together. You can also tape or glue. I know that with mine I didn't, but if you wanted to take and glue it where your staples are hidden, that's another option. I didn't do that. I don't think it's that noticeable, but if you're into that, you can do that. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4. Lucky number 13 is what I'm going to create. So I'm just going to start off with 13 put together and go across. So I would keep doing that and then start making my rows down. So for this one, I'm going to make 2 black, actually 3 black. And again, just make them super even. So I have my 3. Now I'm going to move on to my next color. I'm going to make 1 gray for this one. And then that one will be complete. And because this one is symmetrical, I can make another one just like this to go on the other side. So I'll just staple it together. And that's ready to go. And then I would do 3 black, 1 gray, or actually 2 grays again. So just put it together. It's great to do this while you watch some TV, put a show on, play some music. You could even listen to an audiobook and just go to work. It does take a little while, but you can pretty much do it with anything you have around the house. So I do like that part of it. You can use bright colors. I like the monochrome look. All right, 1 and 2. All right, so that one's ready, and I would just continue on. And I like this because I can just count it down, see what I need to create, because otherwise it takes me a very long time to decide. Okay, so those are ready. You can see they're pretty even, so that's beautiful. And let's pretend that I've gotten them all created. So now I'm going to take my stick and I have my string. I'm just using ribbon. It's 1/8 of an inch. And I'm just going to tie it on tightly. If you think that it's wiggling a little bit, you can always tape or glue it in place. You can always trim it once you get it tied. So that's perfect. And then you just slide them on. Oh, that's backwards. All right, so those are on, and then I would just slide them down. And let's say I get them on and I don't love it. The cool thing is that I can arrange it, and pretty much any design will look fabulous once you're done. So I would fill it up, measure my string. So I do that, and maybe I want it to hang a little bit. And here's a tip. You may not even need string. If you decide that you're gonna put it on a wall, you can use nails or thumbtacks and just let it hang freely. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it, tie it on this end. I'll just tie it around twice. And then you can trim it, and it's a little bit tangled. Trim it, and it's ready to hang. So I hope you enjoy making your paper chain, have some fun with it, and create your design, and it'll look super fabulous. And if you're interested, join us for more programs, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and subscribe to our channel for more programs.